Those Who Remain is a game made by Peak Studio. It's a first-person zombie sheer wave-based game where you have to survive against the horde, fortify your ground, scour for supply, and you can't hide from them because you are one of those Remain. The game gives you one of the coziest menu screens that ever exists. It has several options that you can choose in this menu, such as Ready, Loadout, Perks, Shop, Spectate, and Options. The game itself is self-explanatory. If you ever play Call of Duty Zombies game, you probably already know the basics. The movement in this game is very fluid and you can perfectly squeeze through the zombies in this game without any problem as long as you don't bump into them. The aim is also quite solid for a Roblox game, even during hipfire. The gameplay itself introduces you to the scavenging mechanic and fortification. These two options are mandatory to get advantage during the late run. Since the game doesn't offer you a lot of ammo in this game, you have to resort to scavenging, which makes it quite challenging to run around, especially when you're playing on the hard waves. There are many quite useful tools that you can scavenge during a run. Ammo, energy drink, barbed wire, clap bomb, frag grenade, molotov, nerf gas, jack-in-the-box, body armor, bandage, health kit, and a 50 caliber mounted turret. These are necessities that you need during your run. Unfortunately, the game doesn't offer you an inventory for certain stuff, unlike in Left 4 Dead where you can pick up your health kit and save it for later. The game instantly heals you the moment when you pick up the health kit. Same goes for the bandage and the energy drink. And for the grenades, you can store 3 grenades in your inventory depending on which grenade that you currently have. As for grenade, it's the usual bomb that you're always going to throw at the zombies. Molotov is really great, you can get a lot of bonuses for pulling a lid on the zombies. And nerf gas doesn't do much damage as those two, but they slow down the zombies when they're in the smoke, which could greatly benefit when you're holding your ground. For energy drinks, you can drink to run faster for 30 seconds, which greatly improves your survival for a brief time to gather some resource or run away from the zombies to get a breathing room. Now let's talk about fortification. Fortification is a thing where you can make your own base in Those Who Remain, which only lasts for a wave. Using a barbed wire can damage and slow the zombie for a brief time the moment they walked on it. Using a clap bomb will explode the zombie if they're in the range. Jack-in-the-box is... terrible. 50 cal or 50 caliber turret mount is one of the strongest machine gun in the game. It does one hit on any type of zombies, although it has limited ammo and you need to be conservative with your shot, or might as well get overrun and die alongside with your team. There are 7 types of different zombies that you're gonna encounter throughout the game. The first one is civilian type of zombies. They're average and don't do as much damage, but they get progressively stronger throughout the wave. The second one is Sprinter. They run a bit faster than a civilian type of zombies. They're hardly noticeable, but if you see them catching up to you, it's obvious. The third one is Burster. They explode if you shoot their body and can obliterate most of your HP in this game. Remember to move away if you try to shoot them nearby, and be careful of those smokes you don't want to go near. And the fourth one is Bolter. This one ridicule... goodness. Shut up! They're one hell of annoying zombies that you're gonna encounter, and they are the worst. They really can't shut up. This is why I lowered the audio, because it's too dang loud. Jeez, what were they thinking? And be careful, those nasty zombies can launch at you, outrun you, and can completely obliterate most of your HP if you are in the middle of something. And the fifth one is Bloater. They love the gas source to survivor, and they're extremely tanky but really dangerous. Due to their sniper aim, they can be unavoidable unless you're running away from it. The sixth one is Military Zombie. They're like a civilian zombie, but a bit dangerous, and they walk faster. You don't really want to mess with the military zombies, and they have a lot of health. The seventh one is SWAT Zombie. They're a bit slow and fully armored, but pretty weak. Kind of let down honestly compared to SWAT Zombie in Left 4 Dead. And that is all for the zombie type for now. The game offers many varieties of the map that you can play and survive. The map size is dependent on their own respective map, such as Ranch, which is a really huge map, and there's a huge playing field where you can run around with zombies. Kinda reminds me of that one iconic zombie movie. Cargo, a medium-sized map where it's a bit dark and spawns a lot of zombies compared to other maps. You can get pinned in the cargo due to the lack of supplies, and it's a pretty bad map according to the community. Bypass, a big map that is located in the quarantine safe zone. Unfortunately, the military were overrun and there's nothing else in that quarantine other than the small stores that you can visit or even a huge town with a power generator. Manor, an extremely huge map that you can run around the mansion, through the library, hallway, or even the field. District, a small sized map which is located in the town with a cinema, a small restaurant, and a gas station. It's a bit small, but you have a good place to camp in this map. Mill, a huge snowy map located near the warehouse and a gas pump. This is one of the most atmospheric map I've ever played. It's really great. Cabin, a small map that is extremely difficult according to the developer, which is true. It's a small map but it's completely dim and I really can't focus during this recording gameplay. Expressway is a long map where you have to defend a clutch point. It's near impossible to direct the zombie the other way since the map only gives out narrow path for the zombie and the survivor. Kinda reminds me of that one level from the parish. And I guess that is all for the map. Other than killing zombies, there are other side activities that you can encounter during gameplay, which is side mission. The mission offers you a better chance of getting more money and experience in this game. If you ask me, this is one of the best way of getting the experience in the game so far. There are 3 different missions that you can encounter during each wave. Most of these are random encounters, although most of these are not guaranteed, but you will always encounter them, most of them 100% during your playthrough. The first one is Supply Run, which you have to bring the supply back to the battle bus every time you pick up a glowing item. This also includes fixing a vehicle where you have to bring a glowing item back. The second one is Capture the Point, which you have to get into the point and wait for the numbers to reach 100%, and then a helicopter will come in and drop the supply for some reason.
Hey! Come back! Come back! Oh, he ain't coming back.
There's also one box laying on the ground which you don't have to call for the helicopter, but they can be either a health kit, ammo box, or randomized. The third one is Asker. Depending on which NPC, they usually walk slower or faster, which is randomized, but if you play on the final wave and the Asker walks like a snail, just forget it. So far, I think I've reviewed most of the content in this gameplay, but for now, we're going to review the weapon itself. The weapon design in this game is absolutely fantastic, although the gun itself is quite dark, so it's hardly noticeable to see the quality for the model. The loadout has 3 different sections that you can equip on each playthrough. Primary, which is your main gun, secondary, which is your backup gun, and melee, your own blunt or sharp weapon. There's a lot of weapon variety in this game, although some of the favorites not might be in this game because the developer literally closed down gun suggestion in those who remain Discord server. It's not possible to ask for Spas 12, though it's my primary gun in Left 4 Dead, but yeah, sad. Most of these weapons are unlockable through leveling or perk, but you can buy it despite the requirements are not met. You can buy a gun without even reaching a certain level, but you have to pay extra cost depending on what level you're currently on. It's a bit abusable, but the developers have made some balance in this feature so the players won't be able to get M16 early by paying thousands of Robux or even an avid grinder. The price itself decreases over time when you level up, which could really help you if you want to get some certain weapon early in this game without reaching the point. And I really like this feature. I think it's flawless. Do you notice the weapon stats during my review essay? Each weapon has its own stats, although some of them are confusing, but here's the explanation. I think the weapons in this game almost have no accuracy during the hip fire. Even though you're using a bolt action rifle, it doesn't show the difference. But the difference can be seen when you start spamming. It's almost the equivalent of Counter-Strike Global Offensive shooting mechanic. In this loadout, there's a leaderboard which you can see the best player who wasted their time playing this game. You can also participate in weekly board, which you can get a prize for killing a ton of zombies. And I guess that's that. Having Using a perk is mandatory in this game, as it helps you to survive through waves or even harder wave. There are 3 different categories for each perk that you can choose, such as Survivalist, which mainly focus on health and surviving, such as reducing your nearsightedness when you're dying, be able to run faster, take less heavy damage from zombies, and lastly, Reviving, which I don't have footage for. Craftsman, which mainly focus on fortification bases. You can carry 2 clap bombs, carrying extra barbed wires, 45 faster, and create a massive Juggernaut armor, which is really beneficial if you want to survive the final wave, although the Juggernaut armor doesn't have a gas mask, so you're not immune to the gas and bloaters. Marksman, which mainly focuses on bolt action or shotgun. You can shoot faster with a shotgun or a sniper, reload faster, and mostly equipping M82A1 Barrett, which is the endgame sniper that can one-shot everything. So far, this is the only perks that are available in the game. I really hope they add more perks into the game so we can explore most of the best perks to play in this game. In all seriousness though, we need a melee perk. I'm not joking. In the in-game shop, you can buy the credit with Roblox, which they are quite expensive, but if you want to support their development and the game itself, you can buy in their in-game credits as much as you want. And the second tab is power-ups and Game Pass. And again, they cost Robux. Most of these power-ups are not even worth it, because if you spawn in, you can try to save, but you will lose everything, and in return, you won't be able to get the round-ended reward, which is a bit disappointing. Even at the crucial part of the wave, you'll still not be able to get the completion map reward, so really, don't waste it. Bandolier does help, but do you really want to camp with the extra ammo for a wave? Depends. EXP boost and credit boost is not even 2 times, they're more of a 1.5 time. I can assure you that it's definitely not 2 times, but I could be wrong. Just play during the event or play whenever the developers are humble enough to give out free double weekend. And lastly, donation. Feel free, I have nothing to talk about this, but if you really want to support their development and continue updating their game, you definitely should. The Game Pass is purely cosmetic, although one of them isn't, which is the extra perk Game Pass. I don't know why free camp is 100 Robux, but I really need it for the montage, but I can't judge. And lastly, skins. You can buy the skin crate depending on the tier. The lower tier is bad though, but I only pulled the lower tier since I'm not wasting any more in-game credit in this game. You can use it for your weapon and show off your weapon skins to the players during in-game. You can sell those if you don't like some of the skins, although it's not guaranteed full money back. And finally, options. You can change your mouse sensitivity in this game, which Roblox does have, but it's made for the game itself and does not rely on Roblox settings, hence why the aim and the movement felt so smooth. And you can change on every aspect for the aiming if necessary. The game shows most of the keyboard buttons that you can press in the game, but unfortunately you cannot edit the key because it's Roblox. You can also turn down the graphic in this game, which really helps if you have a potato PC like me. But since I'm not recording my potato PC, I'm currently using a borrowed gaming PC. Though it might ruin some of the experience and the detail if you turn down most of the settings in the game, but you can see the difference in comparison. And finally, you can increase and decrease the audio in the game if you think some of the parts are quite loud. You can turn down the player sound effects, zombie AI, weapons, or even atmosphere in general. Well, so far I've been reviewing this stuff and I really think the game itself is perfect. Well, not really. I haven't mentioned the gripes yet and I have a lot of things to talk about. Be prepared. One of the most affecting issues in this game is the repetitiveness, and I'm not joking when I said this. It felt boring after many playthroughs for my research. I just could not keep up making an hour-long video without getting bored from playing this game. I even stopped halfway just to search for another different map to fully conclude my review. The side mission does put a lot in this game, but it still felt the same. No matter how many missions the game throws at me, I still get bored from it, because there's just nothing better to do other than killing zombies and repeat. Though in Left 4 Dead, there is a survival mode in this game, but I'll be honest with you, I never find myself to be fond of survival mode in any type of games, where you survive the longest by killing everything as long as you never die. It's just not my thing. I just find that game to be next on my couch if I ever want to touch that game whenever I got nothing else to do. Although you do get progressions throughout the game by killing zombies and surviving the wave. But tell me, do you want to play the same map 15 times for every 5 minutes, but the zombies get progressively harder throughout the wave and there's just nothing new to offer? Don't get me wrong, it's a great game, but boring as hell once you complete a map. I just don't see the reason why would you continue playing after beating a single map. In Left 4 Dead 2, I would love to do the entire marathon of Left 4 Dead campaign, because the game keeps engaging me with these things despite the same content being thrown throughout the gameplay. Okay, that was modding, but even without the mod, I still want to do a marathon of the entire campaign. Maybe I'm just biased, but wanna try the game for yourself and see if you can play more than 3 hours without getting bored. I really think the game needs a campaign mode. Survival wave based is fun, but not popular in terms of gameplay and replay value. Just like in Left 4 Dead 2 survival mode, where it's pretty much empty. I want a game where it doesn't give a direction, but a hint for the players to explore throughout the campaign blindly, and also has some certain plays randomized to give out different feelings instead of feeling like playing on the same map. Although it might take a lot of effort, I will keep supporting it if they're committed. Considering the fact that you guys can make a fantastic map and a great design, you guys will totally nail the map design and the atmosphere itself, and I believe it. Since the game has a crafting tool, imagine you look around room to room to search for supply and fortification, and when the time is right, you can start the horde, defend your ground, and hope most of your teammates can survive so you can progress through the campaign. Just imagine how cool that is. Although it might be similar to Left 4 Dead, but I don't care, you can't copy your ideas after all, and that's the thing. Although it might need some of the reward for the AI, and I hope they find out on how to do it. And there is also no attachment in this game, and if you're looking some of your least favorite gun in this game, too bad you're gonna have to get used with a preset weapon that the developers already put. The developers stated this on their Discord. We've thought about attachments since the conception of the game, and we decided against them to keep the game easy to pick up. It's still on the table for a possible addition, but don't count on it ever being the game. I really don't expect the developers to add attachment to the game because they want to make it simpler for new players to enjoy. So in the meantime, I don't think it's possible. Although, you can just make it for a cosmetic purpose, and you don't really have to change the stats, just a minor tweak and you get an attachment to the game. I just don't see the point. So far, I've been pretty negative about this game, but let's brighten up by looking at the details in this game. The developers love putting a lot of effort into their game, and I do feel bad that their game isn't popular to what they used to be. Like I said previously, the game is really repetitive, but it do be like that when the game doesn't update more often, or it just doesn't have that good replay value. One of the detail is the gun itself. You can see all the montage that the developer have put a lot of hard work into. And also, the gore is also present in the game. If you use a shotgun, you can see the smackaroonies. Oh dang, that is satisfying for a zombie gore fan. Oh, and the blood splatter. If you use a sharp weapon, you can totally slice it into half, but unfortunately I don't have that footage. If you look at the barbed wire, you can see it's pristine clean, but when the zombie walks on it, it will create a mess, which is a cool detail. I'll be honest though, it's a good game, but the repetitiveness drives me crazy when I record the playthrough. But if you guys want to play it, check it out on the link will be in the description down below. If you guys enjoyed this review, have fun, have a good day, have a happy holiday, and wish you all a happy new year. Thank you everybody, and signing out.